All right, what's up, folks? Welcome. Surprise. One more day of me. I'll explain that in a second. Good morning, everybody. It is June 26th. It's a Monday, 2023. Welcome to episode number 395 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. I'm your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next 45 minutes, me, you, Carrie, Philip, Medin, Eric Taylor, CatGPT, Jenny Housley, the entire Simply Squad community, and me will be tearing through the top cyber news stories of the day, and I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on those stories, on what it means to you as a practitioner. Audio check, please. What it means as a practitioner, so how can you operationalize it at work this week, or strategically kind of in the next quarter. Or if you're looking to break into the industry, you will be asked, I guarantee you, in any job interview, how do you stay current in the industry? This is a banger. If we do have a hot minute at JawJack, and remind me about this list I made right here yesterday. I thought long and hard about breaking into the industry yesterday. But for now, for this show, we got a great show for you. We're going to be just killing the top news stories. We got some good ones. The Chiron rolling across the bottom is telling you the headlines of those news stories so you can get a little taste of what's to come. But before we get into the hot takes, before I explain why I'm sitting in the a-hole chair, let me give a little shout out and love to the stream sponsors. Thank you so much, sponsors, for enabling us to be able to bring this show on the regular. Barricade Cyber Solutions, guys. Eric Taylor, you know him, I know him, he's great. His company is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for business owners and send hardworking business owners into turmoil, but Barricade Cyber Solutions knows what's cracking. They know how to mitigate the damage done. Give them a call at barricadecyber.com. Go to the website, go to the link in the description below. I got distracted. Jason Hoskins with a SOC analyst interview. Love it, Jason. Good for you, man. Hope you're going to crush it. If you're watching on the video stream, you can see I'm scrolling down on Barricade Cyber's website. You can see, boom, Eric Taylor. This guy, his calendar's right here. You can jump on it and meet with him as early as 10 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 2 hours from this moment. So don't sleep. Consider connecting with Barricade Cyber. Also want to say shout out and love to Panoptcy. If you're not dealing with an active incident, perhaps you're thinking, hey, I need to increase the improvement of my long-term strategy around my information security program. That sounds like a lot of words. What does that mean? What I'm saying is, if you are looking at your InfoSec program and you're trying to build it, maybe you're doing CISA, maybe you're doing this cybersecurity framework, whatever you're doing, it's fine to follow a framework and a playbook, but actually making tactical decisions around what are we investing in next? Where do I allocate my resources? Is there duplication? What is going to give me the biggest cyber risk reduction for my dollar? That's ultimately what we're doing here. Quantified risk assessment from Panoptcy Security can actually inform that. It's a very brilliant capability. They come in, they look at your people, your process, your tech, your threat landscape, and they basically dump out a statistically sound, fact-based report on how likely you are to suffer certain cyber incidents. And more importantly, how you can spend, maybe not just capital, right? But or financial spend, but you could spend time, you could spend resource, you could spend money on reducing the risks of all of those things. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for the audio check. All right, guys, if you're live with us, I see 159 of you beautiful people today. Holla, holla, holla. Hashtag team live in chat if you are available. Eric Q, what's up? I see that. Back from vacay. Good to have you. 2 thumbs and all smiles is about to go on vacay in about 3 hours right here. This guy. Can't wait. I'll talk for a minute about it if you're interested. Also, it is Monday, which means we have Callan's Art of the Week. This is a rewind of last week. We were unable to discover Callan's Art of the Week because of moving, and he has since discovered it. So I will be dropping that bomb on you guys at the mid-roll. If you're Team Replay are people too. I see you guys in the future. Hashtag Team Replay. Each episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast is worth half a CPE, so don't be shy. Say what's up in chat. Get those half CPEs. Team Replay. Drop the comments, guys. Eric Taylor is going to be your host for the remainder of the week. and Monday next week. So please, I don't have to ask you to show Eric Taylor love. He's a dyed-in-the-wool member of the Simply Cyber community, but I do appreciate him covering for me, sliding over into the a-hole chair. I love it. What's up, Leon Elliott? Hey, Paula Terranova. Hey, Bill Eck. Good to see you. As always, mods. Great to have you here. If you guys are a little shy, little see the stream going by, you're one of the 176 in here right now, but you haven't commented in chat, don't be shy. Take your first step into professional networking. It is incredibly valuable. If you're not sure what to say, hashtag Passive Observer. Hashtag Passive Observer. Steve, I'm not sure what you mean. Is there a number for Team Spotify? Oh, hashtag Team Spotify. Oh, no. I would consider, if you're listening to the audio podcast app of choice, that's still hashtag Team Replay. Don't sleep, guys. A lot of people don't know this. The Daily Cyber Threat Briefing podcast show, the audio is ripped down as soon as the show ends and immediately uploaded to your audio podcast app of choice. Spotify, Apple Play, I don't know the other ones, Stitcher, whatever. I basically pay for a service, and you stick it in that one service, and then it propagates it out to all the other platforms. So that's all good. Finally, I do love to say this. What's up, Justin Morrow? Hashtag Passive Observer. Welcome to the party. Michael Romine. Good to have you guys. Hashtag Passive Observer. Hey, Elijah McP. Good to see you. Guys, a new one that I've recently added, and then we're going to get into the news. My favorite, if this is your first day here, by the way, shout out to you, because this is a Monday morning. A lot of people don't try new things on Monday mornings, but if this is a Monday morning, if you just stumbled in here or someone told you about it last week and you've been salivating all weekend to get in here, let us know in chat. Hashtag First Timer. I do love welcoming first timers. It's something I really enjoy. All right. But for all of you first timers, long timers, do me a solid. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us in an awesome wave. I'll see you at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
It's Monday, June 26th, 2023. CISA adds 6 flaws to known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. The collection comprises 3 Apple vulnerabilities that were patched this week, as well as 2 flaws in VMware and 1 impacting Zycel devices. The Apple vulnerabilities were the centerpiece of Operation Triangulation, which was designed to harvest a wide range of information from compromised devices, such as creating, modifying, removing, and stealing files, listing and terminating processes, gathering credentials from iCloud Keychain, and tracking user locations. U.S. military...
Okay, so 2 things to tell you here. One, there was a really nasty Apple vuln. I don't think it was really targeting mass people. It was more of an espionage technique. But anyways, strong encouragement. Apple does make it incredibly easy for you to auto patch and auto update your devices. So don't sleep on that. Definitely get on that. The real takeaway here for everybody, in my opinion, is just an opportunity to remind everybody about CISA's noonan little Caddyshack graph here. Coffee hasn't worked yet, guys. CISA's known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. If you do not know about this, here, I'm going to drop a link in chat. If you don't know about this, guys, wait, hold on. This isn't it. This isn't it. This is it right here. Let's be real. This is it. So this is a dynamite resource. CISA known vulns. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how to use this one. First off, you should bookmark this, okay? First off, you should bookmark this. CISA, not all okay, God, I gotta it's like I want to tell you one thing and then I realize I have to back up and then I want to tell you something and I'm like, I gotta back up. Back up. That's a deep cut for Sublime fans who are familiar with stealing your van, Raleigh Sakers. Back up. That's a real deep cut. Okay, so CISA has this known exploited vulnerability catalog. there are like hundreds of thousands of vulnerabilities. Like every single day, new vulnerabilities, new vulnerabilities, new vulnerabilities. And it becomes impossible for InfoSec professionals to patch them all or address them all, right? So we need a system to prioritize. If they're actively being exploited, that's really bad, okay? So get this, right? Like you have 10 vulnerabilities. That doesn't mean anything. That just means you have a weakness. Like, okay, like let's make this more applicable. Let's say all the doors in your house are unlocked and you go to work or you go to the library or you go out to dinner or whatever. All the doors are unlocked in your house. That's a vulnerability. That's a weakness. Your house is not secured from unauthorized access. That doesn't mean anyone's going in your house, just like it doesn't mean that anyone's exploiting the vulnerabilities. Now, imagine, if you will, that there's a report of somebody walking around trying doorknobs. They're pretending to be selling solar panels, but they're actually breaking into homes. The police report, hey, we have a known exploited vulnerability. We have some jackwagon who's going around opening doors and breaking in. That means you should probably leave dinner, leave the library, leave work, and go home and lock your doors, right? That's what this is. This known exploited vulnerabilities catalog is basically a list that CISA maintains of weaknesses that they know bad guys are actually exploiting. They've developed the techniques, the scripts, or it's, you know, in vogue for them, whatever, to exploit them. And which, by the way, should cue you off to say, hey, holy crap, like this is a higher priority, right? So this is an awesome, this right here, I'm getting screen here. This right here is an awesome public service. And yet another reason why we have Jen Easterly emotes on the channel. Give me my Jen Easterly emote. Jen, oh, come on. Hold on, I can't get in there. Oh my gosh. I can't scroll and get to a Jen Easterly. Hold on 1 second. This is gonna, sorry guys. I had to like scoot chats just so I could get Jen Easterly emote. All right, there we go. Thanks. Thanks, chat. You guys got my back. I appreciate it. So anyways, TLDR, if you're going into an interview and you know about this, that's going to be good for you from an interview perspective. If you're actively practicing InfoSec, you should know about this, right? And you should also share it with your IT people. But no offense, not all IT people are created equal. Not all of them are going to take a second look at this. It's a wicked good, valuable resource. Thank you, Jen Easterly.
Personnel report receiving smartwatches in the mail. Service members across the military who have received these unsolicited smartwatches in the mail report that upon using them, they automatically connect to Wi-Fi and to cell phones unprompted, potentially gaining access to a huge quantity of user data. They may also contain malware that would grant the sender access to saved data that includes banking information, passwords, and PII, and also may contain malware that accesses both voice and cameras. U.S. military personnel are advised to not turn these unsolicited watches on and to report the receipt to their local counterintelligence or security manager.
I don't know if I said wicked, but I do have something to say about this story, unfortunately.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
This is awful. Okay, so check this out. Listen, anyone who served, I did not serve in the military, okay? I am proud to say that I supported the Marine Corps for several years in a, I guess, contractor facility, capability, whatever. Here's the thing. Just like any human, okay, there are different levels of intelligence in the military, okay? I'm not saying military people are dumb, okay? Because I wasn't in there, so I can't lob that kind of statement. But there's really smart people in the military, there's really average people in the military, and there's really not smart people in the military, just like any other organization, okay? Okay, so like let's just be objective about it. So if some well-funded organization, I have a theory, I'm not going to do a tinfoil hat, but I have 2 countries in mind that would be able to pull this off. I have one country specifically I'm thinking of, right? So if they mass produce these smartwatches full of malware, you know what this is? This is essentially a modern spin on the USB malicious drop, right? This is a modern spin on malicious USB drives. Instead of throwing a USB drive in the parking lot and writing Bitcoin wallet or nudes on the drive. They just send out watches. People love themselves some tech, right? Oh, slap a watch on. You know where the watch goes? Everywhere this person goes. Do you know where a watch goes? It goes into skiffs, like classified areas, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, because I know you can't take your phone into a skiff. They may not allow smartwatches into skiffs now, which would make sense. But smartwatches can go on base. Smartwatches can go on missions. Smartwatches can go to forward operating bases. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, it's actually a pretty clever attack vector. It just has a huge financial investment cost. Now, having said all of that, what I will say is, obviously, the United States Army and the military in general, the DoD, they do have really good, like if a message comes out wholesale from whatever the upper echelon and says, "Hey, don't take these watches," right? People won't take them, right? You'll get your butt whooped down if you are caught using them or whatever. Plus, they'll be easy to outline that you could be helping the enemy, right? Loose lips, sink ships, etc. So I feel like they got to nip this one in the bud. There was an exposure period of time there, obviously, where the watches were coming in, people were using them before they caught this. I don't know what the delta time was, maybe a month or two. But this really is just a new spin on malicious USB drives, and it's pretty clever. The final thing I'll say about this one is, this may or may not come out. I would love it if it did. But once you have the watch, right? Unless the threat actor on the other end sends a kill command to all the watches and they wipe themselves, which they're probably not going to get 100% comprehensive coverage. We being like the US, have these watches with the malicious payloads on them. We have very smart people, right? We can rip the firmware off. We can reverse engineer. We can test in a lab. We can dynamically analyze. We can statically analyze. So whatever this watch does, we are going to know definitively what it does. Okay, so there is that risk that this threat actor, again, I'm not going to name any names. I see some suggestions in chat. So whatever it is, it's going to get outed, right? So we're going to know the C2 domain, right? Because this thing has to, if it's connecting to devices and doing malicious behaviors, it's got to exfil the data, right? If it's key logging or if it's capturing wireless passwords or whatever, it's not going to just store it on the phone. A U.S. Army person wearing the watch isn't going to send it back special, delivery to threat actor headquarters at CriminalCon, anywhere USA. No, it's gotta send it back on the network. So we'll be able to see that. So stay tuned. I hope we get. I hope the security analysis of these watches gets published. It'd be cool.
Microsoft 365 users experience new Outlook and Teams problems. Network and IT administrators have been dealing with additional Microsoft 365 issues this past week, reporting that some end users cannot use Microsoft Outlook or other Microsoft 365 apps. These issues started last Monday with numerous admins describing instances of Microsoft Outlook not opening or freezing after opening, seeing delays in mail delivery, or errors saying there is no valid license associated with the user. There are also reports that users are experiencing crashes and freezes in Word, Excel, and Teams. This appears to be a different problem than the Outlook issue that Microsoft did fix last week.
All right, couple things here. One, Microsoft Teams is freezing. Maybe that's a blessing in disguise. Like, oh, hey, let's you guys start championing. I would do it. Championing. Hey, let's use Discord. Hey, let's use Slack. Hey, let's use anything other than Teams. It's obviously broken, right? If I'm working in IT, I'm not working. I'm not working over the weekend to get Teams fixed. Believe that. But Outlook broken. I know half the Simply Cyber community, so about 125 of you in chat on average, use Microsoft Outlook. I actually recently configured Microsoft Outlook so I could have multiple I have several Office 365 email accounts, and it's a wicked pain in the butt using the browser because of session tokens and having to switch personas. So Outlook allows you to do that quite nicely. So I'm an Outlook user too. But it's freezing. This isn't a cyber attack, but it does highlight the impact of availability. If we're looking at our CIA triad, ladies and gentlemen, Microsoft's had a rough go here. If I had to guess, and this is, I'll be quick about this one. If I had to guess what's going on, here, let me do I always like to use the tinfoil hat. Oh my God, can someone do tinfoil hats? I literally can't scroll and see the third tray of the emotes. Damn it, it's so annoying. Oh, there we go. I kind of got it. Anytime I'm speaking that it's not based on like factual evidence, I like to qualify it with the tinfoil hat, okay? Yeah, it is the third outage in a month. Thanks, Sean Washington. By the way, Sean Washington, did you get your Try Hack Me voucher, your prize you won on raffles last week? There was some kerfuffle at the end of the week that you didn't connect with Just a Bite. Okay, so guys, here's the thing. If I had to guess what's going on here, it's either one of two things. Either Microsoft's being attacked and they're not disclosing it, which I don't think's happening. In 2023, businesses are very open about when they're attacked in order to solicit feedback and stuff like that. What I would guess is Microsoft had an issue last week. They tried to fix it. They fixed the problem and introduced a new one. This is what I wanted to tell you, okay? This happens, unfortunately. When there's an issue with software, right? The developers are working on it. And with all due respect, I was a software developer back in the day, not a very good one, but I was one. And I've worked for software companies. Software may look cool and really slick and stuff, but if you ask any software developer what it looks like on the back end, it's usually a little bit of a mess, okay? It's not often, there's millions of lines of dead code in the Windows operating system source code, okay? So let's just be real about that. What I suspect happened here is that there was a problem with Microsoft technologies last week. I'm not super familiar with what they were. And the bosses, the powers that be, whatever, were lighting a fire under the developers' butts to get it fixed. Get it fixed, get it fixed, like banging on the desk, looking like Kenneth Roy in Succession in the airplane scene, just straight up screaming at them, telling them they're going to be fired if they don't get it fixed soon. And then they fixed it, but they didn't do good unit testing, good regression testing, good qualified QC QA testing. Probably a fringe case, and it broke something else. I apologize for taking forever to get to that point. Here's the TLDR. When you fix a problem in software, you run the chance of introducing a new one, okay? So don't just think it's stamp it, good to go, and push it out. You need to monitor after the patch has been applied for new things. We saw that. Do you guys remember when Log4j came out? They fixed it and introduced a new one, and then fixed that and introduced a new one, then fixed that and introduced a new one, right? It happens, and it's usually associated with developers who are trying to rapidly solve a problem, typically from pressure through management.
Chinese state-backed hackers accidentally infect a European hospital.
Oops.
The incident occurred earlier this year at an unnamed hospital in Europe that was inadvertently affected by a self-propagating malware infection introduced to its network via a USB drive. Incident responders discovered that an employee of the hospital attended a conference in Asia and conducted a presentation with another attendee. That person's laptop was infected with Wisp Rider, a powerful malware that can not only bypass antivirus solutions and establish backdoors into a system, but also spread itself to newly connected removable drives. Researchers at Checkpoint have traced this to Camaro Dragon, also known as Mustang Panda and Luminous Moth, a China-based espionage threat actor whose operations focus on Southeast Asian governments and institutions.
All right, hold on one second. They did say Camaro Dragon. So, obviously, we got to do this meme. And Jazzy Jazz, I know you're driving right now, so what I'm pulling up is Will Ferrell in Old School with his Camaro. She's not exactly street legal. Okay, so shout out to old school and so okay. And by the way, congratulations to Jazzy Jazz driving to the new job. Very, very cool. Now check this out, guys. Here is a real deal. They accidentally infected a European hospital, so really terrible OPSEC. If you're into operational security, they basically outed themselves by infecting someone by accident. Second of all, malicious payloads, they do what they've been programmed to do, and there might be cases where you didn't consider. Thirdly, and I think that this is the actual big story, like what I would say here is Chinese state backhackers accidentally infected a European hospital with malware. That sucks for the hospital, but that's one incident. How about this for a story headline? Everybody that spoke at the conference that this guy went to should check to see if they're infected, right? This was a spurious accidental drive-by infection. And the dude spoke at some conference in Asia, Southeast Asia, right? Presumably that's how they got infected. Plugging in a conference organizer USB. Hey, we're checking your laptop for AV. Plug this in. Whatever it is. I assure you, this was not the only speaker at the conference who plugged crap in. So that would be if someone at my organization went to this conference, I would throw their laptop in a volcano and get them a new one. An active volcano, by the way, obviously, not a dormant volcano. So it was an infected USB device, obviously, Chinese-based espionage. I'm telling you, the Chinese are amazing at espionage. They're excellent in espionage. Just as a quick reminder and completely unrelated, that DoD watches story, that was also espionage. Just completely unrelated about those two stories. But I do have a sneaky suspicion who the threat actor was that was behind the watches story. Let's see. Yes, exactly. Oh my God, Joel Belton. All right, here we go. Final. This just came in here. My talk about the software developers, front end, back end, and you can't really see it here, but can I do this? Classic Jazzy Jazz. We're looking at the Simpsons software front end. Homer all svelte, and then what code looks like on the back end, and his back fat is all rubber banded off. It's kind of actually disturbing, frankly. Okay, so, this is the story. Guys, malware can move quickly. Be careful of what you plug into your computer. Period. Full stop.
And now, a word from our sponsor, App Omni. Over-provisioned users could expose your organization's most sensitive data. Just a single attack on one of those users may compromise your entire SaaS estate. With App Omni's identity and threat detection capabilities, you can detect and respond to suspicious activities within your SaaS environment. Gain visibility into over-provisioned users, the SaaS data they have access to, and receive guided remediation. Get started at appomni.com. That's APPOMNI.com.
Hold on one second. So really quickly, we're going to do the mid-roll in just a second, but someone asked a question here that I want to address. Marcus Seiler says, it's an InfoSec conference. Shouldn't they have a sandbox for presenters USB testing? That's not how it works. Like when you're at a conference and it's your time to talk, you just go up to the podium. They usually have an AV handler person there, and they set you up and off you're running, right? No one's going to a conference and detonating. It doesn't work that way. Now, if you're super concerned, you might bring a burner laptop. If you're super concerned, you may provide your slides in advance and tell them that you're not bringing a computer and it's on the conference to provide your box, stuff like that. But for the most part, everybody just goes YOLO and plugs right in. I've been to a million. I've spoken at several conferences, and I'm not thinking of getting infected, honestly. But you gotta do a threat assessment of where you're speaking, right? Speaking in Deadwood, you have a lower likelihood of infection than presenting in, Southeast Asia. Okay, let's do the mid-roll. All right, guys, if you're Having a good time. I want to thank you. I do try to deliver educational value and entertainment value. I have a wonderful time, which is why I insisted on doing today's stream. My family and I don't leave until noon, so I was like, ooh. I even asked Eric Taylor if he minded if I presented this morning, since he was all geared up to slide into the A-hole chair, but he said he'd be cool sitting in the B-hole chair. And I appreciate that, Eric Taylor. I appreciate Barricade Cybers and Panoptcy Security for their continued support of this channel. I have been told by both owners of these companies, Eric Taylor and Brandon Poole, that they plan on sponsoring the show until the show doesn't exist anymore. So I want to thank them for their evergreen support and for helping me build this community. You guys are all amazing. If you're getting educational value or entertainment value, the 265 beautiful people that are here, do me a hot favor. Just take a second and hit the like button. Why? If you're a first-timer here, I don't know if we got any hashtag first-timers in chat, but if you're a first-timer here, you may have discovered the channel because last week people were hitting the like button during the live stream. Hitting the like button triggers the YouTube algorithm to say, hey, there's 271 cybersecurity interested people in this channel watching this live stream. They all like it. Let me go tell more cyber people that like it. And that is how we reach out and connect with more people. So do that if you will. If not, that's cool. Guys, another wonderful professional networking opportunity that I'm a huge advocate of. The Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Jenny Housley, I do need an assist on this one on who currently has the baton. I thought it was, I forget. So, guys, every single weekday, we launch the Simply Cyber Community Challenge. It is an opportunity for everyone in chat to professionally network and build a network of like-minded cyber professionals on LinkedIn. So, whoever has the baton, they will post on LinkedIn. You can also go back and look through LinkedIn. Just search on the hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge, and connect with everybody that's posting and commenting on there. Gigi Henderson. Well, Gigi Henderson was a first timer, so maybe Gigi failed to understand what we were doing here. Ooh, Tony Gray, hashtag first timer. Welcome to the party, Tony Gray. Okay, all right, so they don't appear to be here. Can we get a squad member? Is there a Simply Cyber squad member? Hey, Jared Pierpoint. Is there a Simply Cyber squad member that would be able to take on the baton for the Simply Cyber Community Challenge today? Let us know in chat. Would love to get the ball rolling again. We had a couple hiccups last week, and I want to do it. All right, Cat Chief GPT knows what's up. All right, guys, so we'll do the Simply Cyber Community Challenge. While we're getting that queued up, I want to say it is Monday, which is Callan's Art of the Week. Callan developed this on the way down, or the way to the remote studio. I love my son. I love my son. All right, so here we go. Callan's Art of the Week. Now, this right here is Lobster Fred. Callan is very big on naming everything. He loves Lobster Fred, okay? Also, you won't be able to see it because it's written in pencil, but Callan is written in the back. Callan, number 1 for Fred. Callan, number 1 for Fred. So, a little ink on paper, little ink on paper. Way to go, Callan. Thanks so much for supporting the show and delivering on your commitment for Monday mornings. All right, guys. Jenny Housley, Ben Middleton. Ben Middleton, let me know if you're going to take it up, and we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll get it sorted at the end.
LastPass users furious after being locked out due to MFA resets. LastPass users have been experiencing significant login issues since having been prompted to reset their authenticator apps following planned security updates on May 9th. The company stated that users might need to log back into their LastPass account and reset their multi-factor authentication preference. Since then, numerous users have been locked out of their accounts and unable to access their LastPass vault even after successfully resetting their MFA applications. Compounding the problem, affected customers cannot seek assistance from support since reaching out to LastPass support requires logging in to their accounts. LastPass says the MFA resets were announced via in-app messages for, quote, several weeks, end quote, before the initial announcement, and additionally, advisories and instructional videos had been provided.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What a nightmare. Okay, so Jesus. All right, I will try not to spend a terrible amount of time on this one. Okay. There is an important lesson learned here, and it's not oh, don't use LastPass, okay? Hold on. This mic boom is really annoying. Listen, LastPass has had a bad run here. Their lead developer, one of their lead developers, got compromised, and people's encrypted databases got exfilled and all that other stuff. They went through all that bad pub. Now they're doing this. Okay, so check this out. LastPass, I don't know, like if they. This is really bad optics for LastPass. They're already dealing with consumer sentiment being not high, and now they're offering a really crappy user experience. There's two lessons here. I'm going to extrapolate this out a little bit so it's more valuable for us as a InfoSec community. Two things. One, if you are ever going to do something that impacts the entire user base, okay? So you work at a 5,000 person company and it's going to affect all 5,000. You work for a company that has customers and you have 1 million customers, and what you're going to do affects 1 million customers. You absolutely need to do two things, okay? One is a communication plan. And I'm not talking sending one email out and being like, we're going to be doing this. Dude, you need a solid communication plan that is like months in advance. Like, think of the way Microsoft does a great job, frankly, of like, hey, this change is coming. Hey, this change is coming. Hey, this change is almost here. Here's how it's going to impact you. Hey, this change is almost here. If you want to get ahead of it, do this. Hey, the change is here. Hey, you're screwed. Hey, like if you're getting impacted by this, this is how you fix it, right? Dude, you got to communicate strong. Two, and this one's so that's for like the business people and the communications people and the PR people, okay? Two, you absolutely need to test this on a small subset of your user base, whether it's your end users, your customers, I don't care. You do not, I don't know if LastPass didn't have an opportunity to do this or what, but you need to test this on like a subset of like 100 people or 1,000 people. Why? Because you need to work out all the kinks and all the fringe use cases you didn't consider so you can get them sorted out and limit, this is the key, limit the negative impact of a decision like this, okay? If I was using LastPass and I paid for it, because the paid version's affecting people too, if I was paying for LastPass and then I got an MFA reset, I'd be like, okay, this is annoying. And then I was locked out. Dude, you would see me turn into Mecha Godzilla. I would be blowing fire. I would be so angry that like literally, I don't even use LastPass and I'm just thinking about it right now. Like I would so quickly pivot to another technology like Bitwarden. Like you couldn't, I would cancel all my morning meetings and I would spend 3 hours in just pure rage transitioning to a new password vault solution. I would be blinded by rage. Like I'm not even using LastPass and I'm getting frothed up about this thing. Okay. And then third, I'm just going to share this with you. In the event that something does happen like this, you really need to set up a command center with like a phone number that people can call in and be mindful of threat actors impersonating people, right? Because you don't want to unlock an account to like Jack Scott's password vault if Jack Scott is actually like, Joel Belton, right? Or whatever. So this is a hideous look for LastPass. Hideous look. Dude, is LastPass publicly traded? Can we look at their stock? Hold on, LastPass stock. I don't know if they're publicly traded or not. Oh my God, what is this? Yeah. LastPass. Hold on. Oh my God. LOGM stock. Let's see what their stock's trading at. Can we get a? Oh my God. I need a graphic, people. Like, what is this? Show me a graphic. Is it like too much to ask for graphics? Oh, here we go. Oh, well, that's not. I don't see any disruption. This is clearly where they had that. This is clearly where they got their source code dumped, or not their source code. Where people's This would have been a dude. By the way, okay. So I'm sorry to get too deep into this, guys. Check this out. This is I haven't confirmed this, but I would suspect this is when all the people's passwords got exfilled due to that developer thing. This was on December 3rd, 2020. On March 29th, 2020, it had rebounded from $72 to $85. Dude, that would have been a sick time to invest. I'm not giving financial advice. I definitely don't do that here on this channel. But I just want to point out, if you look at stock and you have a couple bucks, dude, anytime some company, remind me of Jawjack, and we'll look at SolarWinds stock value, right? One of the most epic hacks of all time. I bet you they rebounded, right? It's like, I'm just saying, like, it happens all the time. These companies get popped, their stock value tanks, and then it immediately blasts back up. Pursuit of Bliss says, give it to the end of the day. Yeah, we're ahead of the curve here because we're in the news of cyber, right? We need the mainstream people to get it.
One becomes latest bank affected by cyber attack on debt buying giant. Capital One is the latest financial institution to reveal that it was affected by a cyber attack on NCB Management Services, a company that purchases debt. The initial response to the incident focused on former customers of Bank of America, but in new letters filed with regulators in several states, Capital One confirmed that its customers were involved. Pennsylvania-based NCB initially sent out breach notification letters in March after discovering the attack on February the 4th, writing that almost 495,000 people had troves of sensitive financial information leaked. Lawyers who cited...
Again, hold on. Again, here's the thing, man. Like, if I was a threat actor, we almost need an emote for this, and I got to be careful because I might get deplatformed. I literally feel like I'm towing the line of, like, this is how to do crime. Dude, threat actors are getting savvy. If you're going to be a professional threat actor, dude, going after law firms, CPAs, debt collecting agencies, they've got all the juice. They got the people, right? I mean, if you go straight to Capital One, yeah, that's where the money's kept, but their defenses are really good. NCB management, I don't know, say what you will. People have a lot of opinion about debt collection services. I certainly know they're, the people who accrue the debt, have the debt. So I'm not dismissing the person who accumulated the debt and bought things that they couldn't afford on credit. But I will say the techniques used by debt collection agencies are pretty scummy. But all they said here is that NCB got compromised and a bunch of people's information, like 500,000 people, had troves of financial information leaked. I would also argue, dude, are you kidding me with this boom? I would also argue that the debt collection agencies probably have a lot more other information, right? Because they're trying to get paid. They probably have more information about the debt holder than just how much money they own. The other thing I'd mention too, whenever it comes to personal information associated with money, that becomes like a pretty juicy target list for threat actors. Usually it's more like, okay, so you pop a crypto exchange and then you sort by how much money someone has in their wallet, right? And now you have a top 10 wealthiest people on the exchange and then you target them. Or, someone's involved like an NFT project and you sort by how much money they have invested, right? It's basically a quick way to identify whales versus minnows or whatever. So you're spending more time, energy, and effort focused on bigger targets, which will ultimately make you more money. In this case, since you're just pulling debt collection stuff, I would imagine that you could do extortion, you could do blackmail, you could certainly do identity theft. So I mean, it's not good, but you're the thing is, like, if you're into making money, the trove of people you've just compromised are people who are in debt, not people who have disposable income, right? Or like, you know, like what's the word? Like the kind of money where like it's like blue blood money or whatever. Okay, let's keep going.
Fake cases hallucinated by ChatGPT must pay. Following up on a story we brought you last month, the attorneys who filed court documents citing cases that had been completely invented by OpenAI's ChatGPT have now been formally slapped down by a New York judge. Judge Kevin Castell pointed out how they had, quote, abandoned their responsibilities when they submitted non-existent judicial opinions with fake quotes and citations created by ChatGPT,
Rich people.
then continued to stand by the fake opinions after judicial orders called their existence into question, end quote. In his sanctions order, Judge Castell included his concern that, quote, a future litigant may be tempted to defy a judicial ruling by disingenuously claiming doubt about its authenticity, end quote. Judge Castell directed the two attorneys to each pay a $5,000 fine to the court to notify their client and to notify each real judge falsely identified as the author of the cited fake cases.
Oh my God.
And
first of all,
shall we play a game?
Second of all,
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
all right, so you tell me, chat, is this lawyer incompetent or lazy? Those are your choices, lawyer. Incompetent or lazy. So we covered this story a little while ago. Can I also just point out this lawyer is damn lucky they didn't get debarred or disbarred or unbarred or whatever the bar term is. Like, they're luckily they are allowed to continue to practice law because this is gross negligence. Some jackwagon basically asked ChatGPT to do their job, and then they submitted it, and the judge called it out because it was total horse crap. And here's the part that makes me want to fly off the handle, okay? Where is it? Hold on. I'm going to highlight something in chat because it's so ridiculous. The lawyer continued to stand by the fake opinion even after the judge called the existence of the cases cited into question. This clown baby doubled down on lies. I don't even have a sounder for this one. Like, what would be appropriate? Like, what's in a... Like, I don't even... Is this...
Catch me outside. How about that?
I mean, is that something we can do? Like, this is insane. Like, dude, you are terrible at your job, and you're lucky you're able to continue to practice law. That's all I got to say about that. Okay? ChatGPT, great tool, great product. I use it often, okay? But what it's good for is, like, for example, okay? I spent yesterday thinking about, I know you can't see that, but believe me, it's a list of 10 things, right? I sat down and I said, okay, if I was going to tell someone, because I get asked all the time, how do I break into cybersecurity, Jerry? Like, what would be the steps? And I sat down for 15, 20 minutes and I thought through 10 steps, okay? And I did it in pen. I moved some things around, right? I came up with a plan, okay? And then I wanted to make a list. I'm not just going to provide the list. I want to provide context to it and structure and everything like that. So I put it in ChatGPT and said, here's my 10 list. Like, let's figure this out. And then it generated some content. Then I went in to the output and I modified it and I made it my own and I did all these other things. ChatGPT is really good at helping you do some of the busy work. It is not good and it is negligent to use it to do all your work. Okay? I get that it's the future, and I get that it's wicked cool, and I get that you can basically just type in a prompt and then go play 18 holes because you're doing your job. But in reality, it sniffs and stinks and has fishy stink lines on it when it's just ChatGPT. You need to use it as a tool, not as a replacement, you donkey. Okay? So that's the deal. And anyways, I'm just annoyed by this. Like, this is so freaking lazy. It's gross, right? And then of course you like go online and like, I don't know if you guys have seen on YouTube, but like if I see another video, like, so I made a host of ChatGPT videos, right? Like how to use it to fix your resume, how to use it to get a higher salary, how to use it to interview prep. Okay. Those are all, in my opinion, good uses of ChatGPT. But you get all these yahoos making videos like, here, start a $1,000 business and with like, or start a $100,000 business with no work. Have ChatGPT do it. It's like, dude, everything you're pumping out's fraudulent. Hit the bricks, Ajani. Is hit the bricks mean like get out of here? Yeah, actually, thank you. Whoever said that in chat, Funky Monk. Carl! That lawyer is straight Carl.
Now, last week in ransomware. Last week's focus was on the Black Cat Alpha V ransomware gang extorting Reddit and the ongoing MoveIt transfer data breaches. Black Cat still plans to leak 80 gigabytes of the data after they say Reddit ignored a $4.5 million ransom demand. The situation with MoveIt escalated last week with the US government issuing an up to $10 million reward for information on the Clop ransomware operation being linked to a foreign government after it was revealed they breached numerous federal agencies. As expected, this massive breach has led to a class action lawsuit against Progress Software, the developers of MoveIt Transfer. Just a quick reminder that there will be...
All right, so a couple things. One, Reddit wasn't encrypted. It just their data was exfilled, which is kind of weird for Black Cat, honestly, because Black Cat usually is a encryption type gig. But maybe they thought, hey, it's Reddit. Like, let's just get the data and go because it's so big. Carl GTB. Carl GPT.
Shall we play a game?
Oh my God, what a mashup. Okay, so guys, you know, it's Monday. It's a weekly roundup of ransomware. Dig in here. This is like basically a bargain bin at GameStop when you walk in. It's like these are the $5 video games, or at Target or Walmart, like the bin of $5 DVDs. Go ahead, dig through here. Find the ransomware that suits your needs, your business, your industry, you whatever. To educate your end users or to get budget. Just be mindful. Ransomware is undoubtedly the most prevalent threat to our industry right now, or to you know, it's the top threat that we need to be mindful of. So having the roundup is very convenient. Don't sleep on that. Get in there. Yep. So, all right. That's going to do it for the news. It is 8:56, so shout out and apologies to NCC Group and Base Case for going 8 minutes over. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But what we're going to do is just spend a hot minute. I want to remind everybody, later this week tomorrow, Eric Taylor is taking over the Daily Cyber Threat Briefing, so please enjoy that. This Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we will continue the Market Your Cyber Self limited run podcast series. It's an 8-episode podcast. Episode 3 is this Wednesday. I will not be hosting Virginia Case. We will have a special, very special guest host. You will not want to miss it. Believe that. Trust me. Virginia's already delivering massive amounts of value. And I think the guest host it's very, very, not only is this guest host very good at hosting, but this guest host is also particularly well invested in cyber entrepreneurship and helping beginners. So I think you're going to enjoy that stream, that session. So check it out. Here, I'll drop a link in chat if you're interested in doing that. I will try to be in the comments, unlikely. I see Ben Middleton picked up the baton for Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Thank you very much, Ben. Giddy up on that. Looking forward to seeing your post, right? Jenny, was it Ben Middleton? Hold on, let me scroll back here. Yeah, Ben Middleton. Thank you, Ben. All right, guys. Also want to remind everybody about Simply CyberCon. We have made all the selections for the speakers. I need to communicate that out. I just haven't had time, unfortunately. But John Strand will be keynoting Simply CyberCon, a guy who personifies community and inclusivity and cybersecurity support. So I'm super pumped about John Strand. Guys, the agenda for the both talk tracks is amazing. We've got amazing speakers to bring to you, and we have four training tracks. We got Cody Kinsey doing hardware hacking. We've got Mike Miller doing LinkedIn review. We've got Charles Finfrock doing an OSINT course, and we got Jack Scott doing some training. I don't know if it's confirmed yet or not. It's going to be awesome. Special thanks again to Callan for the art of the week. Genuinely appreciate that. I will give 2 minutes to jaw jacking if y'all want to hang out. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Genuinely appreciate it. You guys are the best. All right. All right. So I'm just looking at chat really quick. Oh, thanks, Jack Scott. Yeah, John Strand is dynamite for the keynote. I'm super pumped. Pursuit of Bliss in for the OSINT course. Yeah, Charles Finfrock's wonderful. Super pumped. Thanks, Jess Bishop. Bring in the list you wrote down yesterday. Oh. Yeah, well, hold on. So the list I made, well, here, let me tease this. Well, hold on. We got a couple things. The list I made, I actually wrote into a 12-page book, and I'm going to be making the book free to everybody. I just want to get it cleaned up and make it look really cool. So stay tuned for that top 10 list. I think you guys are going to dynamite love it. Shout out to Jess Bishop. Jess Bishop read it yesterday for me and gave me some proofing comments. Shout out to Aaron Katz-Gager, who's helping me with the mechanism for delivering the free book to everybody. I'm super pumped about it, guys. And again, yep, Charles Finfrock's doing the OSINT. Yep. Yeah, the book's going to be cool. Plus, I think I use like a really cool retro synthwave color scheme on it. So I think you'll like that too. Yeah, thank you so much, Jess Bishop. All right, Jazzy Jazz working. William Ayers with the job. Cat GPT. Dude, everybody's just crushing it. Hey, let me do this really quickly. Because I'm going to pause the music for just a minute. Since I will be gone Tuesday through Monday next week, I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. I want to wish everybody a happy weekend. For all of those who got interviews this week coming up, you got it, my friend. You're absolutely going to crush it. And for those who got the job and are starting new jobs this week, like Jazzy Jazz and so many others, you guys are going to wreck shop as you go and start on those new jobs. Congratulations to all of you. Thanks, Pursuit of Bliss. I will try to R&R. We'll see. I'm going to have a couple, kick back a couple sodas. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, hashtag beer love. Don't worry, people. I am taking the French press with me. I know many of you were not concerned. All right, guys. Thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful... Oh, actually, hold on. The newsletter came out. I just want to remind everybody the newsletter came out, and it's the first newsletter that has the the support the newsletter segment in it. It's important to me. This is why I actually polled the community and why I'm actually going to spend one more minute talking about this. If you got the newsletter today, please let me know what did you think about it. Hopefully, like the blog post that I put in, it has value. I like the blog post. I will not be linking anything in that newsletter that I do not like, okay? It's not just a cash grab. It's things that I like. And remember, if you hit the link in the newsletter, Simply Cyber will get a small fee, so it goes to support the cost of the newsletter and some of the other ancillary costs for the channel. Cool. Thanks, Alicia Jerry. I'm glad you got it. Going to do some typing and send it to set up email list. Thanks, ChatGPT. All right, guys. Looks cool. Looks like everybody got it. Everybody's okay with it. Have a great Monday. If you are a first-timer here, please come back tomorrow. Yes, I do grind my own beans, Casey. Oh, my God. Bro, once you start grinding your own beans, you won't go back. Believe that. Grind your own beans, French press. It's the only way to fly. Thanks so much, Kimberly, for the support. All right, let's do that arcade summer here. There it is. All right, guys. Thanks so very much. Be good, everybody, and we will see you. When he called the lawyer a clown baby. Yeah, lawyer is a clown baby. All right, guys. I'm out. Be good. I will see you on Wednesday next week. Thanks again to Eric Taylor and the entire Simply Cyber mod team for keeping the lights on this next week. Guys, just so you know, I'm saying this to the mod team. Guys, thank you all so very much for allowing me to be able to step away for a few days and know that the channel is in wonderful, caring, supportive, great hands. To the Simply Cyber community, you guys are all the best. Keep doing all the good work you're doing. Keep crushing it. I'm Jerry. This is Simply Cyber. Until next time, stay secure.
Everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also, every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.